What you're about to hear might be uncomfortable, but it needs to be told. The strongest guy in the village failed, but the weakest person you'd never bet on built something legendary. Sounds insane, right? A young man with insane strength, speed, and confidence took on a challenge everyone believed he'd crush. But then, an old woman, frail, slow, barely able to carry water, stepped forward and said something that made the whole village laugh. 1 stone a day. That's it. No rush, no power moves, just 1 stone. So how did she end up doing what the strongest man couldn't? Alright, so here's what went down. In this quiet Chinese village, there was this massive mountain called Heaven Peak. The villagers had one big dream: to build a temple at the very top so their prayers could reach the sky. Sounds amazing, but there was one problem. The climb? Brutal. Steep, dangerous, no real path. So the elders threw out a challenge. Whoever could build a staircase to the top would bring honor to the whole village. And instantly, the energy shifted. That's when Wei stepped up. Strong, confident, loud. Dude basically said, "I got this." And everyone believed him. But then, out of nowhere, old Lin stepped forward. And what she said next? Nobody took seriously. So remember that moment? Everyone was hyped for Wei and laughing at Lin. She just smiled and said, "I'll carry 1 stone a day." That's it. No big speech, no flex, just quiet commitment. Now, here's where things get interesting. Wei started strong, like insanely strong. He hauled massive stones up the mountain, moving fast, showing off, getting cheers every single day. It looked like he'd finish in no time. Meanwhile, Lin, 1 tiny stone. Slow steps, no applause. At first it almost looked pointless, but weeks passed and things started to shift. Wei got tired, skipped days, said, "I'll do more tomorrow." But Lin, she never stopped. And what happened next, nobody saw coming. So while Wei slowed down, Lin kept going. Day after day, through brutal heat, cold winds, rain, even snow, she showed up. Her legs shook, her back ached, but she'd whisper, "Just 1 more stone, just today." And that's where everything flipped. Days turned into months, months into years. Then, one morning, a bell rang from the top of Heaven Peak. The whole village rushed out, and their jaws dropped. There it was, a full staircase, all the way to the temple. Lin did it, the same woman they laughed at. Wei stood there, silent, realizing the truth. Talent without consistency is just noise. It looks impressive, but it builds nothing. And from that day on, that staircase had a name: the Path of Patience. Because in the end, consistency always beats talent. Most people start strong, but they don't finish. Be honest. Are you Wei or are you Lin? Comment Lin if you're choosing consistency from today. And subscribe, because the people who stay are the ones who win.